I think the biggest, I'd say mistake, but learning we've had is make small mistakes, not big mistakes. There's a
Uh,
book I read called The Lean Startup, and it has a principle
Yeah,
called MVP, minimum viable product. Like
that's right. Yeah.
come to market with your baseline product and work up from there until you find uh, out what works and what doesn't. So we try to make small bets and small bets until we find out what's working, and then kind
Hmm.
of down on that. I really enjoyed going to lunch with my wife. I try to get her to go lunch with me two, three, four times a week, and she once or twice is usually what she fits me into her schedule. So.
Yeah.
Uh, that's kind of been a little hack for me of just saying, hey, let's go to lunch, get an hour and a half together, and kind of keep, our relationship in as a priority. Which I don't know many people that don't have a solid marriage before they have everything else in line in life. So it's priority for us, and more important than the businesses or the kids and anything
Yeah.
else. So.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Your Lab Central. Today I'm joined with Tommy. So Tommy, would you like to tell our audience why they should be excited about this conversation today?
So we are launching a new and innovative cooking oil made with almonds, California almonds to be specifically. So the last kind of exciting trend has been avocado oil, and previous to that it was coconut oil.
Yeah.
But almond oil, in contrast to those, is a fantastic oil from a nutrient standpoint as well as versatility in the kitchen. The flavor is phenomenal as well. So we're excited, and we just got done with our first Costco show, and the response from Costco members was fantastic. So we're pretty excited, and a lot of work ahead of us, but good to share almond oil with the world.
So how's it coming along? Did you go through a specific process to come up with the idea and then the manufacturing process itself? Anything new that you're doing in the manufacturing process?
Yeah, so we started out with just a cold pressed oil. But my background is in almonds and bulk commodities, and so we had a cold press, and we were actually, of all things, making a high protein for the fish industry.
Mhm.
And we started making, edible almonds into oil and into this protein powder. And I took some of the oil home and started cooking with it and said, wow, this is really good. Gave some to friends, family, professional chefs that we knew in the area, and they were all really excited about it. So that was where the brand was born, and started with just a cold pressed oil. And now we're also launching a high temp oil, which is similar to the avocado oils in the world. So that manufacturing process is a lot more complicated and has a steam distillation process involved. So the chemistry aspect of it is outside of my normal realm, but we have some good partners on the manufacturing side that are very adept at running manufacturing facilities of naturally refining oils. So luckily, we didn't have to build our own facility on that, but some of the infrastructure, commodity in, commodity out, it was a learning curve, and as we're
Yeah.
scaling we're still riding that. But yeah, it's been exciting, and proud of our team to this point. We're gonna keep forging forward.
All right. Now, specifically in India, there have been a few brands who've been very successful with almond oil, specifically in the hair oil space. Okay. So just wanted to understand how are you looking at it from a cooking oil perspective? What are the health benefits that you're seeing?
So some of the same benefits that you would take as a cosmetic oil, so on the skin, hair, nails, actually transition over into the edible side. So consuming almond oil gives you some of the same benefits. So what
Mhm.
we really love almond oil for on our skin is vitamin E. Vitamin E
Yeah.
is great for our skin as a health point, and does the same on ingestion side. So I have a bunch of friends that are Indian farmers in the area, so I know the word badam is almond. And this last weekend at our road show, I believe, and don't quote me on this, Badam Roman, which means almond oil. I think that was what I. But yeah, the flavor's fantastic as far as high heat cooking oil, salads, vinaigrettes.
Yeah.
There's items you can make and fried. Samosas is one of my favorite meals when I go to some houses.
Right.
So I've convinced some of the moms over there to make the samosas in almond oil. So product was successful. I ate half of them.
So, from a brand perspective, how are you building it? Is there a specific niche or a target audience that you're looking at, or are you just building it as a commodity?
Yeah, no, we definitely love to brand it as ours. You being we're the first people introducing almond oil to the space. We also brand it as, hey, a family business because it was started by me and my wife.
Hmm.
The why, quote unquote, behind it is that we have five children, from 12 all the way down to one. And what we see in stores, oftentimes is some food that we wouldn't be happy serving to them,
Yeah.
right? Around oil specifically, I think the big trend right now is getting away from highly processed seed oils and inflammatory oils. So we've been using the oil in our house for 4 or 5 years now, and we've found that a lot of other parents are trying to introduce healthy oils into their,
Okay.
pantry cooking regimen. We had a mom I talked to at the Costco show that her son loved the oil and kept coming back for more samples. We were pouring over a nice piece of focaccia bread, and her son
Ah,
kept eating. I'm going to grab 4 bottles of this just because she goes, I'm trying to get his calorie content up and then
right.
also have some healthy fats in his diet. So, us as a brand, it correlates that, hey, we're not hiding anything. We are who we are. We feed this to our family. It lives in our
Yeah.
pantry to our children. And so I think other parents can resonate with that and helps tell the story from a brand perspective, but also teaches people how to use it and then why they should be using it as well.
And now, since we're talking about brand building, how's it working out, the marketing part? Are you doing more social? Are you going out? As you mentioned, you had a Costco show, right? So, how are both of these facets growing?
So we're definitely trying more on the social media side of things. I mean, my wife, I tell her she needs to be the face of the brand. She goes, well, I won't be. She's she's more shy and reserved, and I have no problem talking to people, telling about our products and our brand and our company. But I said, okay, we'll get some pictures of the wife with the kids on there. So, again, showcasing who we are, why we use these, how we use them as well has been important. So we've just started testing on that Costco roadshow we had. I mean, it's Tuesday today, and we were there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we ran some geographically targeted ads around that area, and we did have a few people come in and said, "Oh, we saw that you were going to be here, and so we want
Right.
to come use the product." And so I don't have any data back from that. Again, we took yesterday and kind of worked from home because between me and my head salesman in there, we spent 35 hours in a Costco over a 3-day period. So it
Yeah.
was nice get home, work from home for the day, and rest and recover with the wife and the kids. So we're going to start back into it today and see how some of those perform for us.
But otherwise, from a personal branding perspective, how's it working out? Have you been using it previously as well, trying to get your story out before you started with the almond oil?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in today's day and age, consumers they like to hear those things. They feel close and have an affinity for your brand based on our
Mhm.
story, our in quotes why we're doing this. So, we feel some successes. We oftentimes get emails from customers that, hey, we love your product. We're really, happy to support you and your family business. And we definitely use that to our advantage. Of course, we'd be silly not to. But showcasing some of these things online, whether it's through social. We've done Amazon ads, we've tried Instagram ads, and just kind of fine tuning what works and trimming, the fat of what wasn't working because we need to be efficient with our ads at the end of the day. But part
Yeah.
of that is learning what works and what doesn't simply.
Now, can you just, would you like to share what were your learnings from this whole process, right? What worked, what did not work?
Well, it was ironic when we first launched any Google and Meta ads. That was when the iOS, I think, 15 came out. That completely transformed the world of online marketing. And so, we were getting some data. We were maybe like 3 weeks or a month in when that started. So we kind of pumped the brakes, going, "Hey, let's focus on what we know is working, what we're going to sell." And then recently, we've gotten back into that. So you take certain learnings of, okay, why people want oil, what they're looking for, what consumers you can target, whether it's an avocado oil, an
Mhm.
olive oil, somebody that's a part of a cooking club, a garden club. There's all these little ones, bubbles of people that have an interest in our oil for one reason or another.
Mhm.
And so some of those learnings, and we're just at the tip of the iceberg as far as learning those right now and spending wisely until we really find that okay, our a solid ROAS for us to be able to convert and drive customers. And again, Instacart's another new platform that I think is really going to be powerful for
Right.
brands. We
Okay.
haven't done much in the way of TikTok yet. Again, I think that's another platform that's going to really take off. So once we get our feet under us in this Costco business, hopefully, knock on wood, takes off, then some of those platforms will receive even more attention from us.
Now, obviously, Costco is just one of the avenues, right? There are quite a few retailers out in the American market. So, how is everybody reacting? Are they giving you enough margins? What's the response like?
The margins in Costco are definitely better. We're also
Yeah.
in foods. We're in a bunch of great retailers here on the West Coast, in California, and up across the West Coast. Um, the Costco is such a better margin for us as brands because of the volume they do, and there's really no distributors involved.
Mhm.
For us, Whole Foods and some of these other retailers, there's a broker, a distributor, and then the retailer margin. So it's a lot tougher business than Costco. I mean, that's every brand's pinnacle is Costco.
Yeah.
Amazon increasingly more difficult from a margin perspective. Just they've taken a larger share as they've grown their platform. I mean, they command it, so they can take that margin. And as a
Right.
business selling on Amazon, it's just a platform and the volume and the amount of eyes on there that you can't say no to. So,
Right.
as we grow scale, we're getting better about, okay, hey, trimming our margins and buying in bigger volumes, but also learning, okay, we don't need a big custom box for this that's maybe cost $1.50, $2 a unit. We can use something that's a little less expensive, and then okay, maybe spend that money on the marketing side or just
Yeah.
one way or another to grow our brand.
Mhm. So, from the business perspective, right, how's your learning been from the days of bulk commodity trading? Now you're talking about a very specific product, a brand that you want to build. Now, what are the differences that you're seeing? What are the learnings that you had there that you're able to transfer or transform here?
The basic principles of business of forming relationships and
Mm.
understanding, being
Yes.
on time, proactive. Like I preach to our team, hey, we are problem solvers. We're a service organization in a lot of
Mm.
regards. So on a commodity side, our trucks show up when they say they are. We pay our bills on time. If there's a problem, we're making the phone calls proactively. And I take a lot of that over to the branded side with our oils as well. That hey, we're great with relationships because we're honest. We have a smile on our face. We're happy to be here, but
Yeah.
also we're aggressive in a way that's good for people to deal with. We're not going to bother somebody, but we're also not going to let an opportunity pass by. So I really enjoyed learning it. It's a lot different, from truckloads of 44,000 pounds of almonds that's getting exported to Europe,
Uh-huh.
Japan, India, to okay, we're sending a half a pallet of oil to an Amazon distribution center and having to deal with those. So at the end of the day, the principles are still the same, but
Hmm.
kind of laugh. I've said it a couple of times that some people go to school to get a master's or a doctorate in a certain subject and spend a lot of money on that education. And this is I have a master's in international finance, so I have that perspective. But also, I go, man, I've learned a hell of a lot more operating a
Yeah.
business, spending there. So, it's definitely we've had our share of mistakes, and that all falls on me of how we've grown the brand. But I think that's how you learn a business is through trial and error and trying to not make the same mistakes twice.
So, if there was one mistake that you would like to share with somebody, if there was somebody else trying to build a brand, right? What was some mistake that you did and you would suggest others to not do?
Oh, one, or do we have, how long do we have? I can go through a long.
Depends. I don't know. You want one, you can do three. That's perfectly fine.
I think the biggest, say mistake, but learning we've had is make small mistakes, not big mistakes. There's a
Uh,
book I read called The Lean Startup, and it has a principle
Yeah,
called MVP, minimum viable product. Like
that's right. Yeah.
come to market with your baseline product and work up from there until you find uh, out what works and what doesn't. So we try to make small bets until we find out what's working, and then kind
Hmm.
of down on that. So I would say a big mistake might be, committing to something. Oh, this is going to work. This is going to be great before we have any data or any feedback on it. And then, an item just sits and doesn't sell. Like we
Yeah.
originally thought we were going to sell almond oil and this protein powder as well.
Uh-huh.
And while I didn't spend too much money or effort on it, we got into the protein market and realized, man, the marketing dollars spent in the protein space are just astronomical. So to compete there, the bids, for example, these are just round numbers, to bid on, a click in the oil category might cost $1, whereas in the protein space, it's going to be $4 or $5. So
Okay.
uh, some of these protein companies, the margins are there, but also the capital behind them from
It's
whether it's
huge, yes.
investment dollars. Yeah, they just have a war chest of marketing dollars because
Hmm.
their biggest thing is try to build a brand quickly, fast, and sell it. And so they, come to market with a couple $1 million in marketing dollars, and then either fail fast or succeed fast, and then get out of the game. And that's just not our business model. So we had to kind of go back to the
Hmm.
drawing board. Nice to say, okay, we're going to focus on oil. This is
Yeah.
what we you the original idea behind the protein, and even we offered some almond flour, some raw almonds, was okay, maybe that'll help drive attention to the brand, but people buying almond commodity or some of these other channels, but it
Hmm.
just got that way for us. So we tried that for 6 8 months, kind of quickly realized, all right, this isn't what we want to do or who we want to be. So
Yeah.
we rehashed our focus on just the oils.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense, right? The MVP concept that is there. I've also read the book, The Lean Startup, and yeah, I don't remember if it's complete or not, but yeah, I remember the MVP concept. But yes, so it does make sense on every aspect when it comes to product development. Um, I was about to ask you about your family business perspective, right? Now you're running a family business. I know how much experience we have working with a corporate. But if you were to say how they were different, because just now you mentioned, right, big brands come up with big, huge, deep pockets of marketing spends, right? And then they're just there to build, scale, and leave. So, how are you exploring or just going through business, and how it would it be different from a corporate perspective?
My employees all have families, and to me, I preach family first. I mean, me and my wife have 5 kids, so I try to balance the work life family balance. I was married to a Costco for the 3 days this last week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and so was my employees. So
Mm-hmm.
um, try to do the balance. Like one of my sons wanted to go to Costco with me and sell, and just because he likes seeing what dad does, and it's like, well, sorry, buddy, Costco's probably not going to be happy about a 9-year-old running up down their aisle selling oil. But sorry, stay home. But I think the ability we have as business owners now with iPhones and connectivity
Mm-hmm.
really allows us to be versatile in family work balance.
Yeah.
I 4:30 in the morning. I get a good amount of exercise in. 7 a.m. I'm starting showered up and cooking for the family. I've already
Mhm.
looked at emails, trying because we have overseas customers that email us in the middle of the night, and try to get at least my mental start to the day from my phone. And while I think office time is incredibly important, especially for team collaboration and working together, you're quick when you're an office or two away. When you have to make a phone call and get 2 or 3 people on, it's just not as efficient from a time standpoint. So I think there is a good hybrid nature of being able to work, mostly from the
Yeah.
office, but also be coming and going as please. And I have a lot of friends that work in a lot more of a corporate focused environment.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and they don't have the ability to get away and attend to their families as needed. So
Mm-hmm.
I preach that, hey, we're here to support our families, not support the business kind of first. And it's like as hard as I do ask my team to work and we work ourselves, if there's, a doctor's appointment or a family event or something to that effect, or a school, the kid's getting an award at school, it's like, hey, good, I want you all to be there because I sure
Yeah.
want to be my children too. And that kind of delves back to the phone of like, hey, if you have your email and a text and a phone in your pocket, you're pretty powerful in most places. It doesn't have to necessarily be in front of the desktop computer. So, and I don't know that the corporate world, again, I've worked for a big corporate insurance company right out of college and got a little bit of the learnings of how that world was. Not that it was a terrible experience by any means, but wasn't ideal in some regards. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Very happy and proud of what we're able to do, and for both my family and employees' families from a versatility standpoint, being able to attend family functions and be there for wife and kids.
Yeah. Now, this is something that I'm hearing for the first time, the mention of the mobile phone or an iPhone as a tool, right? In the flexibility that it can provide. Obviously, we all know and feel it and understand it, but yeah, somebody to say it out loud from a business owner perspective, it's the first time that I'm getting to know about it from the business owners themselves. So obviously you have that flexibility to use your phone and go around, travel, and do business through it, right? Uh, how are you assisting your employees or people who are working with you to do the same? You mentioned a few things, but if you'd like to elaborate.
Well, I mean, a lot of what we do is on the bulk commodity side is pictures and inspections of different products, right? So just having the ability to say, hey, run out there, send me a picture of it, right? Or hey, if
Right.
hey, this is, because we buy different quality of almonds and there's any issues or things in the bottling line, just the picture ability of the phone is pretty important.
Yeah.
Um, and if I'm somewhere and my head of sales is somewhere else and we have a Zoom call, well, fantastic. We don't need to be in the same room. We can
Yeah.
both hop on as needed. And so just the ability to be able to take pictures to, DocuSign is another powerful tool for
Yeah.
tracking and things of that nature. It's like, sweet. I remember when I first got into the business, we did everything via fax, so
Yeah.
contracts in and out. I kind of laugh still to this day seeing fax in people's signature of like, oh, email, cell phone, office, fax. And I'm like, who faxes anymore? You know what I mean? Like, I'd want to be as a fax machine salesman. Um, so just some of those little nuance things that allow us to be efficient with our time and also mobile in different places. I like going up in the mountains. I like hunting and fishing, and I have Starlink now and
Yeah.
a mobile comes with me. I took a Zoom call at 10,000 feet on top of a mountain.
Right.
So again, it's a gift and a curse because I like going up there to get away from things and just kind of the
Mind
time.
space. Yeah.
But also it's like, well, I need to conduct business at the same time. So I can kind of check in and check out and use some of that technology. So
Mm.
thanks to Elon Musk for creating Starlink and putting it in our lives for those purposes. So it does allow me to do more and be in more places. That's for sure. For instance, I've got to go somewhere later today. I've got this call, a meeting at 10:30, and then another Zoom call at 2:30. And it's like, all right, I don't have to wait at the office to take the Zoom call with Costco, which is pretty important. So it's like, well, I can still get a bunch of these other things done. And then if I'm not back in the office, I just jump on the Zoom call via my cell phone. And again, my employees know that same routine.
Yeah. Um, you talked about checking in and checking out, right? Now from there, I want to talk about your lovely family because you mentioned five kids, a wonderful wife, and both of you are working on the business together, right? If I'm right. So yeah, how is it? How are you balancing kids and
Um,
business together as a couple?
it's definitely a lot of communication between the wife and I. We have a shared calendar on our phone, so we know our respective schedules.
Mm.
Did bring in kind of a part-time nanny, which was helpful. I mean, five kids, two businesses, and I want marriage and my family as a priority. Some of the things the wife and I will do is if we do have the nanny at the house, like I said, she's part-time. Um, is the wife and I will go to lunch, which is nice. So, like, hey,
Yeah.
there's no Dinner's hard because kids are at home. Dinner, you want to wind down. Like lunch has actually been a pretty powerful tool for us. Allows us to go, talk, spend some time together, catch up on different work things. Get
Yeah.
into to-do lists and decisions we need to make, whether it's a professional work decision or something, family vacation or kids school or play soccer this year or t-ball or whatever it is. So I really have enjoyed going to lunch with my wife. I try to get her to go lunch with me two, three, four times a week, and she once or twice is usually what she fits me into her schedule. So
Yeah.
uh, that's kind of been a little hack for me of just saying, hey, let's go to lunch, get an hour and a half together, and kind of keep our relationship in as a priority. Which I don't know many people that don't have a solid marriage before they have everything else, in line in life. So it's priority for us, and more important than the businesses or the kids and anything
Yeah.
else. So nice to do.
Yeah, that's a lesson surely a lot of people can take who are trying to juggle business and family together, right? So, yeah, I know. So, before we close, we've talked a lot about this, the things that you do from going from almonds to social media to employees to flexibility, and now we talked about family. Um, Before we close, where can people get in touch with you? Where can they know about your newest product?
Um, so we're pretty excited. So stay tuned. Our website is freshvintagefarms.com. And aside from having the almond oil, we have a garlic infused almond oil, which has been a big hit. We're actually launching a mayonnaise, which is a new
Okay.
exciting.
Mhm.
Our kids have a lot of mayonnaise and ranch dressings in the house. I mean, the consumer data in the United States, at least this last year, was consumers are eating more ranch than they were ketchup for the first time in history. But a lot of those products are heavily based in oils. Mayonnaise, for example, is 80% oil and largely canola and soybean oil. These not good for you oils. So the concept of having an almond oil based mayonnaise is pretty exciting for people. We've teased it to some of our consumers and on our social media. So we have Instagram, we have Facebook. I think we have a TikTok, but I don't hop on there ever. So, but yeah, freshvintagefarms.com. You can stay in touch with us there and follow some of the exciting things that'll be coming on Facebook and Instagram. I think I just convinced my wife last week to do a photo shoot, which again I said she said I don't mind being the face. Like she doesn't, she's so shy, she doesn't want to be on any photos, but we were able to convince her. But yeah, the mayonnaise is exciting and it tastes great too. So
Yeah.
as far as we had, even our 1 year old last night was kind of taking spoonfuls of mayonnaise as we were, you know, whatever works, it's healthy, go for it, bud.
Yeah.
So,
Just a random question. What's in one of your best years trading bulk commodities, what's the highest volume that you've been able to trade?
um, I won't get into revenue numbers, just
Just
dollar
volumes. No, I won't ask for revenue.
done because we do edible almonds, we do almonds for oil as well as bulk feed commodities, and so we
Right.
do all pistachios, grapes. We did 25,000 tons of feed commodities last year,
Mhm.
and then probably dealt with 10 million pounds of nuts, with almonds, walnuts, and pistachios. So 10 plus million pounds of nuts, I'd say, and then 25,000 tons of bulk feed.
Okay, I have no clue how much that amounts to, but but yeah, that sounds like an amazing number for sure.
One truckload of feed is 25 tons. So we did, 1,000 truck
Yeah,
feed, which is good. I'm happy we continue to grow some of our different channels of business, and they all feed into each other one way, one or the other. Even though they're different businesses from an LLC standpoint, they complement each other on what
yeah,
we. And a lot of it is, as well as the new term is upcycling.
yeah,
So or some of these almonds that we're turning into oil would have gone to cattle feed or bird food or fish food, like I said earlier. And so keeping some of that into the human consumption channel, making a high quality oil
yeah.
that farmers here as well as consumers. So another aspect that we're proud of.
Great. Thank you so much, Tommy, for joining me in on this episode. It's been great. We've talked about a lot of things. I had no clue we could talk about so much stuff in this short episode. So, yeah, thanks for joining in. to the audience who was listening in and watching, if you like the video, if you like the conversation, do leave a like. The comment section is always open for questions. If you want to add, or if you like the specific section of our conversation, you can comment about that. And don't forget to subscribe before you close. So thanks to Tommy for joining me in on this episode. And thanks to the audience for joining. Thank you so much.